Hello everyone, I am C. Amol Kabra, and in this video we are going to discuss what are the relief measures given by the government with respect to compliances in GST, keeping in mind the difficulties that has occurred because of the COVID-19. So let us begin with our today's discussion. Friends, this emergency situation which has resulted from COVID-19 has got a very drastic effect on our economy. We had a lockdown of over 50 days across the country, and the businesses are affected very adversely, and because of this the GST compliances were also not possible. So to make some relief, to give some relief to the taxpayers, the government had come up with various relief in compliances by way of various notifications. So this is the snapshot of relevant notifications which we are going to discuss today. I'll request the viewers to also refer to the notifications for the detailed understanding, though we are going to cover each and every relief given with respect to compliances. So these are the few notifications which are given by the which are issued by the CBIC with respect to various relaxations. Now we are in this video we are going to divide our discussion into three parts. First is relaxation given with respect to composition taxpayers, second is regular taxpayers, and third is some other reliefs given for compliances. So first let us discuss about composition taxpayers. The due date for filing of intimation for opting of composition levy. Those who wish to opt composition levy under section 10 in this current financial year, that is for financial year 2021, initially the due date was 31st March because as per the rules under CGST we have to apply before the start of the financial year, but because of this lockdown, as the taxpayers are not able to opt for this option, the due date for opting of composition levy has been extended to 30th June 2020. Similarly, after opting for composition levy, one compliance we have to do is file the ITC 03 form for reversal of input tax credit on the goods lying at the beginning of financial year when you opt for composition. This has to be filed within 1 month from the financial year. So this due date has been extended to 31st July 2020. So if you are opting for composition before 30th June 2020 for this financial year, you have to file this form ITC 03 on or before 31st July 2020. Next is GST CMP 08, that is the self-assessed tax payment. Since last year the government had waived the requirement of filing GSTR 4 quarterly. So the taxpayers were paying tax by way of GST CMP 08. This had to be paid within 18 days, that is on or before the 18th of the subsequent month after the quarter end. So because of this lockdown, this date has been extended to 7th July 2020. So the tax for quarter 4 for composition dealers can be paid before 7th July 2020. This is extension of due date. There is no question of relief or in late fees, because the due date itself is extended. So there is no question of levying late fees if the return is filed on or before 7th July, or even if the return is filed beyond 7th July, the late fees will start from 8th of July. We will have this discussion when we discuss about regular taxpayer in detail. Furnishing of form GSTR 4. The due date for furnishing of form GSTR 4, that is the details of annual transactions of supply and all the required details in GSTR 4 is to be furnished now on or before 15 July 2020. So this date has also been extended. So friends, these were the compliances for composition taxpayers. Now let us go for the compliances for regular taxpayers. As you have noticed that in case of composition taxpayers, the due dates have been extended. It means now the due date is as the revised dates. But in case of regular taxpayers, there is no extension of due dates. What they have done is just given relief from payment of late fees, relief from payment of interest. So let us understand what exactly relief they have given. Suppose your turnover is more than 5 crores in the preceding financial year. For the month of February, March and April, you have to file the returns in 3B before 24th of June. If your turnover is between 1.5 crores to 5 crores, for Feb and March the due date is 29th of June, and for April the due date is 30th June. And if your turnover is less than 1.5 crores, the returns have to be filed before 30th June, 3rd July and 6th July respectively for these 3 months. Now remember one thing, the aggregate turnover of preceding financial year is given. So we cannot apply the same parameter for the months of February, March and same parameter for April. For February and March 2020, the aggregate turnover of financial year 18-19 is to be considered, whereas for the period of April 2020, the aggregate turnover of financial year 19-20 has to be considered. So please keep in mind this point before taking any decision on the extended date for relief in late fees. So if you file the returns before these specified dates for these months, as per the aggregate turnover prescribed, there will be no late fees. So above mentioned due dates are not extended due dates, but the dates till which relief are available. Suppose if the returns are not filed within the given time frame, the late fee shall be calculated from the original due date of filing of 3B and not from the date of relief. So be careful that you file the returns before the date of relief given. Similarly, there is relief from payment of interest in delay of filing Form GSTR 3B. This is also divided into three categories where aggregate turnover is more than 5 crores, where aggregate turnover is within 1.5 crores to 5 crores and less than 5 crores. First, let us discuss what are the relief measures given for the taxpayers whose aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year is in excess of 5 crores. So for the month of February, March and April, this relief is given, and in the same manner the due dates are the relief dates are given what were given for the late fees. Only difference here is if your aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year is more than 5 crores, the interest will be nil if the tax is paid within 15 days of the due date. So if the tax for February 2020 is paid before 4th April 2020, then there will be no interest. Similarly, for March 2020, if it is paid before 5th May, and if for April 2020, if it is paid before 4th June, there will be no interest charge. If tax is paid beyond these dates, that is after 15 days, but before the relief dates given, that is 24th June for all the 3 months, then for this period the interest will be charged at 9% per annum. If your turnover is less than 5 crores, then the respective dates for the waiver of late fees will be applicable to relief from interest also. And again, same thing to be kept in mind, that tax has to be paid before these respective relief dates. If tax is not paid before these dates, that is, as discussed earlier also, these are not due dates. In case returns are not filed within the given time frame, interest shall be calculated from the original due date of filing of GSTR 3B at 18% per annum interest. In case of GSTR 1, the form GSTR 1 for the months of March, April and May, here it is not for February but for March, April and May, and for the quarter ending March 2020 can be filed on or before 30th June 2020 without attracting late fees. Similar provision where due date is not extended, only for this extended period relief is given from filing of payment of late fees for delayed filing of returns. So if GSTR 1 is filed after 30th June, it may attract late fees from the original due date. Now for February, March and April, the relief dates were given, but for the month of May, the due dates have been extended. So where aggregate turnover of the preceding financial year exceeds rupees 5 crores, the due date for the month of May 2020 for all such taxpayers is 27th June 2020. If the aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year does not exceed 5 crores, the due date is extended in staggered manner, that is for the states of Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Goa, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Union Territories of Daman and Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Puducherry, Andaman and Nicobar Islands or Lakshadweep. The due date will be 12th July 2020, whereas for the months for the states of Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Haryana, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Meghalaya, Assam, West Bengal, Jharkhand or Odisha and the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh and Chandigarh or Delhi, the due date shall be 14 July. Friends, this chart will be a quick snapshot for the due date of May. If the states and Union Territories marked in yellow, the due date is 12 July and for rest of India, the due date is 14 July. Hope this chart and this graphic will serve your purpose. Now, another relief for regular taxpayer is furnishing of GSTR 9 or 9C for the financial year 2018-19, which was due on 30th June. Now, this due date has been extended till 30th September 2020. For taxpayers having aggregate turnover below 2 crores, furnishing of GSTR 9 is optional, and for taxpayers having aggregate turnover above 5 crores, GSTR 9C is mandatory. But even if the filing of GSTR 9 is optional for taxpayers below 2 crores, it is advisable for the taxpayers to file the returns and reconcile the turnover as filed at the time of filing of GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B. Next is the relief, a major relief given with respect to Rule 36(4). We know Rule 36(4) requires the taxpayers to take credit only to the extent of 10% above the credit available in GSTR 2A. Above that, you cannot take the credit unless the same is reflected on the portal. So for the months of February to August, relief is given from following this rule. We need not follow this rule for the months from February to August, and we can take the entire credit as per our books of accounts. However, this rule is not waived off, but this rule has to be followed in the month of return of September 2020, giving cumulative effect of the returns from February to September. And if in September the ITC, whatever ITC is available in the month of September, the cumulative ITC from February to September, it has to be given effect and tax has to be, ITC has to be taken accordingly. These were the reliefs for regular taxpayers. Now these are some other reliefs given in this relevant notification. In case of furnishing of returns of Form GSTR 3B by companies, the company is required to furnish the returns with the use of digital signature certificate. However, due to the lockdown period, if the company taxpayers file GSTR 3B returns for the period during 21st April 2020 to 30th June 2020, they are allowed to furnish the same by verifying it through EVC, and the DSC shall not be mandatory for these returns if they are furnished within this period. Next is general extension of time limit for compliances. Now, apart from the above compliances, the compliances discussed earlier, the time limit for any compliance or any action by the authority, that is by department or any person, which includes taxpayer, falls between 20th March 2020 to 29th June 2020. The same is extended till 30th June 2020. But this is subject to certain exclusions. This includes any assessment or any notice or any action to be taken by the authority, or any document that is required to be filed by the taxpayer, including appeals and all the relevant procedures. But the exclusions are, this exclusion is not available for the time limits mentioned under these sections. Number one, time and value of supply. So with respect to time of supply, there is no extension of due date and it has to be, there is no extension of time limit and it has to be followed. Withdrawal of composition levy, if the turnover crosses the threshold limit given under composition, the dealer has to withdraw it from the composition levy. There is no extension of time limit. The extension is not given to any procedures with respect to registration, even with respect to casual taxable persons and non-resident taxable persons, with respect to issue of invoices, with respect to furnishing of GSTR 1 for which separate notification is issued, with respect to levy of late fees, again separate notification, interest on delayed payment of tax, separate notification, power to arrest, there is no extension of time limit, liability of partners of the firm to pay tax, there is no extension of time limits, penalty for certain offences, again no extension for time limits, detention, seizure and release of goods and conveyance in transit, no extension, furnishing of returns except subsection 3, 4 and 5 which deal with filing of TDS return, IS return and filing of return by non-resident taxable person. So if except this filing of returns, there is no extension of due date because separate notification has already been issued. And with respect to inspection of goods in movement, so if in excluding these sections and provisions given, the extension of time limit is available for remaining extensions. So friends, these were the certain provisions which we have discussed with respect to the extension of compliances, relief given in compliances under GST. If you have any difficulty or any doubt in this video, you can please write me on the mail ID given in this video. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and also share this video. Thank you very much.